Good afternoon, Lehigh Acres Middle students. We are in the home stretch. The school year is almost out, and we are at in the month of April. My name is Sharon Hill, and I'm with Learning for Life, which is a program in character education, career education, and leadership development. I'm very happy to be here once again, and we have with us, say your name.
Samantha, I'm in 6th grade.
I'm Dustin, I'm in 6th grade. I'm Wilbert, and I'm in 6th grade.
Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us, joining me once again to talk about how do we get to be the best the best us, the best self we can be. And that comes by way of character. We understand that it's important for us to get an education, build our academics, and be successful as students, build our thinking skills, our brain skills. We also understand that it's important to be healthy. But a very important part of that total package of being the best you can be is your character. And we know it is said that a person of good, strong character does the right thing even when no one is looking. We're going to unpack that a little bit. We're going to do some review, talk about the different character traits that are needed to help you to develop good, strong character so that you can be successful in life. We know that although we want to present well and take care of the outer, it's also about the inner, and that is your character, who you are when no one is looking. And so we want to have good, strong, positive character. So with that said, we've started out with the school year, the character trait, the first character trait of the school year was responsibility. Any of you, we were talking a little bit before we got on camera, reviewing a little. Any of you want to share what responsibility means to you? Samantha?
Responsibility is something that you can do, and it's like yours, and like you would follow through with it.
Okay, following through, that's being responsible. Anything, Dustin?
Responsibility to me means you are in charge of something you need to take care of, and it's not anyone else's fault if it's broken because it'll be your fault because you're the one supposed to be taking care.
Okay, so owning up to what it is that is expected of you, taking charge of those things that you were given charge of. Anything you want to add?
Don't blame other people for your responsibilities. Like, if you're taking out the trash or you have to take your dog outside and you blame it on your siblings, you have to take your own responsibilities.
Okay, so that's a big chunk of that. Not only are you doing those chores and those jobs that are expected of you to do, but when things don't go the right way or you miss it or you make a mistake, you own up to that. That is also taking responsibility for your actions. So if I were to say just doing what it is that is expected of you, that is responsibility. Okay, whether it is at home, your chores, at school, in the classroom, homework, classwork, and even in a relationship. What would be some responsibilities? Whether it be schoolmates, classmates, teacher, student, mother, father, husband, wife, father, daughter. There are responsibilities even in that, doing what is expected. What do you think are some responsibilities in that kind of setting?
Be back by a certain time. Don't be back late.
So following the rules or the requirements in your household.
Yes.
What else?
Even just doing chores or things around the house to help.
Okay, being helpful and kind. And what I'm getting at is that what happens is these character traits, they start to intertwine. Okay, so you're being kind and being careful to do what it is that you know is expected of you. That's responsibility. But guess what? Respect is also expected of you in those relationships, right? And what is respect?
Respect means
Treating others the way you want to be treated.
High five in the air, girl. Treating others the way you want to be treated. I couldn't have said it better. Okay? Treating others, valuing others. Treating others the way you want to be treated. And so let's fast forward a little bit. We've spoken about courage. I think some of you, I was really so tickled when I heard, I believe it was Samantha that said, wow, I didn't even realize that I have courage. Or I can work on building my courage. I always thought of it as for someone else. But we learned that courage is simply saying, I have what it takes to face a challenge and to overcome a difficulty and face a fear. That's simply what courage is, and we all have that, and we can all build on that. Another very important word, which is leading up to our character trait of the month, was honesty. Any of you want to tell me what honesty is? What do you remember?
honesty means keeping it. You have to don't tell no lies to another person.
It's simple. Not telling lies. Do not tell a lie. Honesty is telling the truth sometimes, always. And we talked at length about that a couple months ago.
Just to stick up to your mistakes.
And to stand up to your mistakes. Being honest with yourself.
Never lie.
Never lie. So it's being honest, is being truthful with yourself and being truthful with others. So now here we are, and we're at character trait, integrity. The word is integrity. And when I say integrity, I always get that kind of a look from somebody in the room. Not just young people, but adults as well, because it's really a very interesting word that we use a lot, but we can't quite put our finger on how to explain it. So as an educator for Learning for Life, that was a challenge for me, I'll admit. How do I break this down so that it makes sense to me and it makes sense to everyone else and you get a good handle on it? Right?
Yes.
So integrity, this is the definition of integrity. And I'm going to tell you, when I read it, so don't feel bad, when I read it at first I was like, okay? But I'll share with you what I had to do. Okay, so it says integrity, adhering steadfastly to a personal sense of honorable and ethical behavior. Does that really give you a good, yes, I got it now, I'm going to do it? Kind of, a little bit. I want it to be like, yeah, I want to take this integrity thing and run with it, right? So what I did was I went back to the definition and I broke it down verbatim, the word by word, at least a few of the words, so I would have a better understanding of it. And so the first word in this definition says adhering. Do you know what adhering is, or to adhere to?
It's like, I know what it means.
Okay, adhere means to stick to. Adhere means to stick to, like glue. Like crazy glue, really. Super glue. Because it says adhering or sticking to steadfastly. That means no matter what, it's going to be like that. So it's kind of sticking to like super glue, crazy glue, gorilla glue stick to. Sticking to like crazy glue, gorilla glue to a personal sense of honorable and ethical behavior. Doing the right thing. You are going to stick to that. You are not going to change. You will not be moved. Okay? Does it give you now a little bit more of a clear understanding of what integrity is?
Yes.
Okay. So, the thing is this though. I think that integrity is, it's a process that you get to. You get to a place by going through a certain phases. There are 3 parts to this getting to being a person of integrity. This is what I believe. Okay, and it involves the other character traits, some of the other character traits, a lot of the other character traits that we've been talking about. But I really believe that it starts with honesty. And what did we say honesty is?
Honesty is never lying and always telling the truth.
It's never lying and it's always telling the truth. So that's phase one or stage one of integrity. Always telling the truth and never telling a lie, right? You make up in your mind that honesty as a character trait is something that you're going to want to work on developing. And so you start to practice that you are going to be honest. You are going to be telling the truth no matter what. So as you're practicing telling him the truth always, not telling a lie, what do you think is happening as you're moving through life and you're practicing this? What are you doing? What's happening?
You're achieving.
You're achieving, but what is the result of you telling the truth all the time? What starts to happen for you?
Good thing.
Yeah, good things.
Good things. And what are people saying about you when you become that person that's always telling the truth and never telling a lie?
He's an honest person.
Yeah, you're very trusting.
Okay, people trust you. People trust you. So what is trust?
It's like when you,
Trust is like a person, like if you're at their house and they're going to go to their job and they leave you in their house saying, please don't take nothing, I trust you, or not to do anything to the house.
Okay, so that's a good example, but what is that?
Trust is like when someone will tell you a secret because they know you won't tell anybody. They have faith in you.
Mm-hmm. It's believing in or being able to rely on someone because of the actions that you've experienced with them. It's being able to rely on or believe in someone or something. That is trust. And trust can only be built when you practice telling the truth all the time, over and over and over again. So when your teacher sees you coming down the hallway, Dustin, or the principal, or anyone that you might know, if you've been practicing honesty, your teacher is going to say, oh, they might not say it out loud, but they're thinking it. Here comes Dustin. He is someone that I can trust. Like the example, I know that you're going to take care of. You're going to do what it is that is expected of you. You don't lie, you tell the truth. You are someone that's proven yourself over and over again, worthy of being trusted, right? So we've got honesty, stage one, trustworthiness, stage two. Proving yourself worthy of being trusted. All right, so we're on our little journey. We went to stage one, we're at stage two, trustworthiness. The next stage is integrity. That's how you get there. Because if you've practiced something over and over and over again,
You're going to get used to it.
you're going to get used to it, and you will know no other way to be but to be that person of integrity. You will not be moved. You're sticking to that right thing, which is telling the truth and doing the right thing no matter what.
You will stay in the same place.
You will stay in that place. Do you know architects, and even in the dictionary, when they define that word integrity, when architects and construction workers are building buildings, guess what the word is that they use to say that they're testing if that building is strong?
integrity.
Integrity. They're looking at the integrity of the building, the structure and the strength of the building. So if I were to say, Samantha, Dustin, Wilbert, Sharon, everybody, go over there, push that cinder block wall down, we wouldn't be able to do it. Push that wall down. You know why? Because of the integrity of the building. It stands no matter what. when we're having a hurricane or, strong winds or a tornado watch, and we're not able to evacuate in time from the city, they will have the residents evacuate from their homes to a safe building. And what are some of those buildings that they usually send residents to?
Like, I think it's like a shelter.
A shelter, but what, shelter like a hospital would be a shelter, a school would be a shelter, churches, some churches, large buildings that have a good integrity, because when that strong wind comes, it's not gonna just tumble over. And that's the thing about you and your character. When that strong wind of change or people who are engaging in negative behavior comes along, hey, let's go, we're having a good time, don't worry about it. What is your integrity gonna say? Your integrity is gonna be like, oh, I'm not gonna move. That is not the ethical right thing to do. Okay, that's gonna be dishonest. I am going to stick to, like crazy glue, to the right thing.
You're gonna stay positive?
Stay positive. So, do you have now a better understanding of integrity?
Yes.
Absolutely. So now when I say integrity, adhering steadfastly to a personal sense of honorable and ethical behavior, it's not anymore, oh, what is she saying? Now you totally get it, right?
Yes.
It's sticking to the right thing no matter what. It's not being moved or being blown away by the winds of change or by peer pressure. You're gonna stick to it and do the right thing no matter what. And your integrity is, only you can give it away. Only you can break it down. Kind of like trust. Trust to me is like the most important ingredient in building a relationship. If you don't have trust, okay, it's hard to build, because remember, you've been practicing, and you could just give it away by telling one lie. And then that person doesn't trust you anymore. It's a very delicate thing, and if you break it, throw it up against the wall, maybe like a piece of glass or crystal, it shatters, and then it's really, you can't put that back together.
It's all separated.
Yes, it's all separated. So when you have built trust, really, really cherish the fact that you have that, and keep doing the same thing so that you can be looked at as a role model, students of integrity,
Trustworthy.
being trustworthy.
A leader.
A leader. A leader has to have, a positive, successful leader has to have integrity. Because how else, who's gonna follow someone that they don't trust? No one, okay? So you see how important that character trait is, and how all these other traits weave into that. So I'm gonna start to wrap up, and I want you to think a little bit. I've said a lot of things, and I usually, wrap up this way. We've reviewed, we talked about character and what that is. We've reviewed some character traits and what those are. We've really pulled apart that word integrity. We have a better understanding, I hope, of what that is.
Yeah.
All of that. So, if I would say honesty is the best, what would be the blank? Could you fill in
Policy.
is the best policy? And if I were to ask you, what stood out to you today in this discussion? One thing out of everything that we've talked about, what stood out to you today, and why, and how's that going to change you from this point on?
I think when we were talking about integrity, because I would have never thought like that's what it meant, and so now that it says like stay strong, you can always be, you can always have integrity.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's gonna be honesty. I could be a little honest with my friends and never tell lies.
Mm-hmm. A little honest, or you're gonna be more honest with your friends? Because when you're doing that, you're building trust, which is the basis of your friendship. Yes?
Yes.
All right, very good.
Like Wilbert said, I want to be more honest with everyone.
Mm-hmm.
So integrity will help me with that because it'll help me stay that way.
Exactly, and then will be just who you are, integrity. So I want to thank you all again so much for joining me with this little discussion. I had fun with you all. And Dustin, you are the new kid on the block. Welcome, welcome. I hope you come back for, I think I have one more to do. If not, then I'll be back next year, hopefully. So with that said, I'm going to say, my name is Sharon Hill and I'm with Learning for Life, and then all of us are going to say, Learning for Life rocks, and we're going to do a high five. Ready? Learning for Life rocks.